Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day everything changes. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because the difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't luck, talent, or fate. It's the decisions you make and the standards you commit to. And I promise you, if you apply these 10 rules, your life will never be the same again. Massive action is the foundation of transformation. Too many people wait for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances before they take action. But the reality is waiting only leads to stagnation. The most successful people in the world didn't succeed because they had everything figured out from the beginning. They succeeded because they took action before they were ready. They stepped forward into uncertainty, trusting that they would figure it out along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence, luck, or talent. It's execution. It's the ability to take an idea and bring it to life through relentless, consistent effort. The problem is, most people allow fear to hold them back. They overthink, they second-guess themselves, and they wait for external validation before making a move. But fear doesn't go away by waiting. The only way to destroy fear is through action. Every time you take a step forward despite fear, you build confidence. You build momentum. And once momentum kicks in, transformation happens faster than you ever imagined. Think about a rocket launching into space. It uses more fuel in the first few minutes of takeoff than it does during the entire rest of the journey. Why? Because breaking free from gravity requires an enormous amount of energy. But once it escapes the atmosphere, it moves effortlessly. This is exactly how personal transformation works. The hardest part is starting. It's overcoming the inertia of old habits, breaking free from the gravitational pull of comfort and hesitation. But the moment you commit fully and take massive action, everything starts falling into place. Taking action isn't just about working hard, it's about working with intention and intensity. It's about setting a standard for yourself that demands more than just good enough. It's about refusing to settle for mediocrity. Too many people dabble in success. They put in effort when they feel like it, but they're inconsistent. They let distractions pull them away from their goals. But those who transform their lives don't just take action occasionally, they take massive action daily. They operate with urgency, knowing that every day wasted is a day they'll never get back. The most successful individuals have one thing in common, an obsession with progress. They don't just dream, they execute. They don't wait for motivation, they create it through disciplined action. They don't hope for results, they demand them by putting in the work, even when they don't feel like it. This is the mindset that separates those who talk about success from those who actually achieve it. Massive action also means eliminating excuses. You can't wait until you feel motivated. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. The people who win in life are the ones who take action, regardless of how they feel. They understand that feelings are temporary, but results are permanent. They don't allow distractions, doubts, or external circumstances to dictate their progress. They commit and they follow through. Another critical aspect of massive action is speed. High achievers make decisions quickly and take immediate action. They don't spend months or years planning without executing. They understand that imperfect action beats perfect inaction every time. The longer you wait, the more opportunities you miss. Success rewards those who move fast, adapt quickly, and refuse to let hesitation slow them down. It's important to recognize that massive action doesn't mean working 20 hours a day with no sleep. It means being strategic. It means focusing on high-impact actions that move the needle. It means cutting out distractions, eliminating wasted time, and directing your energy toward the things that truly matter. One of the best ways to ensure you take massive action is to create a sense of urgency. Set deadlines, publicly commit to your goals. Put yourself in situations where you must take action. When you eliminate the option of failure, you force yourself to rise to the challenge. Think about the moments in life when you performed at your highest level. Chances are it was when there was something on the line, when you had no choice but to succeed. Maybe it was a deadline, a competition, or an opportunity that wouldn't come again. The key to transforming your life is to create this level of urgency every single day. The truth is, change doesn't take years. It doesn't even take months. Change happens in an instant. The instant you decide that you will no longer tolerate a life below your potential. The instant you commit fully to massive action. The instant you choose to stop waiting and start creating your future. So the question is, are you ready to take action? Are you ready to step up and take control of your destiny? Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is action. Not tomorrow, not someday, right now. Your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever have, and the way you use it determines the course of your entire life. Everything you experience, success, failure, happiness, struggle, is shaped by how you think. The challenge is that most people never take control of their mindset. They allow circumstances, past experiences, and the opinions of others to dictate what they believe is possible. But if you want to transform your life, you must first transform your thinking. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe you're capable, you'll find solutions, push through obstacles, and take action. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll hesitate, make excuses, and stay stuck. This is why two people can face the same challenge, yet one thrives while the other crumbles. It has nothing to do with intelligence or luck, and everything to do with mindset. The way you interpret setbacks, the meaning you assign to events, and the way you talk to yourself internally all determine your outcomes in life. Many people live trapped by a fixed mindset, the belief that their abilities, intelligence, and circumstances are set in stone. They think success is only for those who are naturally gifted or lucky. They believe failure is proof that they're not good enough. They avoid challenges because they fear looking bad. They stay in their comfort zones, never taking risks, never pushing beyond what's familiar, and as a result, their lives remain the same year after year. But those who achieve greatness operate with a growth mindset, the belief that everything is changeable, that skills can be developed, and that failure is simply feedback. They understand that setbacks are part of the journey and that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow. Instead of saying, I can't do this, they ask, how can I do this? Instead of thinking, I'm not good at this, they say, I just need to practice more. This shift in thinking is what separates those who reach their full potential from those who don't. Think about a baby learning to walk. When they fall, they don't sit on the ground thinking, maybe I'm just not meant to walk. They keep getting up, trying again, adjusting their balance and improving. They don't question whether they're capable. They just keep moving forward until they succeed. But as adults, we forget this natural process of growth. We let failure discourage us instead of using it as fuel to improve. One of the biggest ways your mindset shapes your life is through the power of self-identity. People will always act in alignment with who they believe they are. If you see yourself as someone who is bad with money, you will continue to make poor financial decisions. If you believe you're not disciplined, you'll continue to struggle with consistency. But when you shift your identity, when you start seeing yourself as someone who is financially intelligent, as someone who follows through, as someone who always finds a way, your actions start to align with that belief. This is why affirmations and self-talk matter. Every day, your mind is listening to what you say about yourself. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good at this, I'll never succeed, I'm not smart enough, then those words become your reality. But when you start affirming, I am resourceful, I am capable, I figure things out, you reprogram your brain to think differently. You start seeing new opportunities, taking bigger risks, and stepping into the version of yourself that you were meant to be. Another crucial part of mastering your mindset is understanding the role of emotions. Your emotions are not just reactions to events. They are created by your thoughts and focus. If you constantly focus on what's wrong, what you lack, or what could go wrong, you will feel anxious, discouraged, and stuck. But when you train yourself to focus on solutions, possibilities, and gratitude, you start shifting your emotional state. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to think in a powerful, empowering way, the stronger it gets. Every day you have a choice. Will you let your thoughts control you, or will you take control of your thoughts? Will you let old beliefs limit you, or will you break free and adopt new ones that serve your highest potential? The answer to that question will determine the quality of your life. The truth about success is that it is not determined by the goals you set, but by the standards you live by every single day. Most people set goals. They say they want to get in shape, build a successful business, improve their relationships, or become financially free. But setting a goal means nothing if the standards behind it do not support it. A goal is just a wish without the discipline, habits, and expectations that drive action. It's not your goals that shape your future. It's the standards you refuse to compromise on. Think about it. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to be healthy, wealthy, and happy. But why do only a small percentage of people actually achieve those things? It's because most people set goals based on what they want, but they live their daily lives based on what they tolerate. They say they want to be fit, but their standard is eating whatever is convenient. They say they want to be financially independent, but their standard is spending money without discipline. They say they want a great relationship, but their standard is settling for miscommunication and neglect. Your results in life are not a reflection of what you desire. They are a reflection of what you allow. The most successful people in the world don't just set high goals, they set high standards for their behavior, their work ethic, and their mindset. They don't just aim to be great, they demand it from themselves. It's not about motivation, because motivation comes and goes. It's about deciding, this is who I am, and then aligning your actions with that identity every single day. Take two people with the same goal of getting in shape. One person treats it as a casual desire. They go to the gym when they feel like it, eat healthy when it's convenient, and skip workouts when life gets busy. The other person treats it as a non-negotiable standard. They don't just go to the gym when they feel like it. They go because it's part of their identity. They don't just eat healthy when it's easy. They do it because they hold themselves to a higher standard. Who do you think will achieve real transformation? The difference between where you are now and where you want to be is raising your standards. If you're not getting the results you want in any area of your life, it's because you're tolerating a lower standard than you should. Success doesn't require you to be perfect. It requires you to stop accepting less from yourself. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that success is about big, dramatic changes. In reality, it's about small, consistent choices that reflect high standards. If you set the standard that you will never miss a workout, even if it's just 10 minutes, you will get in shape. If you set the standard that you will always invest a portion of your income, no matter how small, you will build wealth. If you set the standard that you will always communicate openly and honestly in your relationships, they will thrive. The details may change, but the principle remains the same. What you consistently demand from yourself becomes your reality. Another important thing to understand is that your standards are not just about what you do, they are about what you expect. If you expect yourself to perform at a high level, you will find a way to make it happen. But if you allow yourself to settle for excuses, distractions, and laziness, those will become your reality. Your standards create your environment, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. The most powerful shift you can make is to stop making exceptions. Stop allowing just this once excuses to creep in. The moment you let yourself skip one workout, slack off on one project, or let one bad habit slide, you reinforce the idea that your standards are flexible. And if your standards are flexible, so are your results. The people who transform their lives are the ones who say, "This is what I demand from myself, no matter what." Think about the people you admire most, whether it's a top athlete, a successful entrepreneur, or a leader in any field. They all have one thing in common. They refuse to settle for average. They don't just show up when it's easy. They show up every single day, regardless of circumstances. Their high standards become a part of who they are. And the moment you make that shift, the moment you commit to raising your standards and never lowering them again, you will start to see real, lasting transformation in your own life. The people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. Whether you realize it or not, your environment is shaping your beliefs, your energy, and your potential every single day. If you want to transform your life, one of the most powerful things you can do is elevate the people you spend time with. Success is not just about what you know or how hard you work, it's about who you surround yourself with. The right people will push you to grow, while the wrong people will hold you back, often without you even realizing it. Human beings are wired for connection. We absorb the attitudes, behaviors, and expectations of those around us. If you spend time with people who complain, blame, and settle for mediocrity, you will start to do the same. If you surround yourself with people who challenge themselves, think big, and take massive action, you will rise to their level. You don't even have to make a conscious effort. It happens naturally because we adapt to the standards of our environment. This is why some people seem to succeed effortlessly while others struggle for years. The people who excel in any area of life, business, health, relationships, are intentional about their proximity. They deliberately put themselves around others who inspire them, challenge them, and refuse to let them settle. They don't just let friendships and connections happen randomly. They seek out mentors, masterminds, and communities that align with their goals. The power of proximity is not just about motivation, it's about identity. When you are around people who operate at a higher level, you begin to see yourself differently. You start to expect more from yourself. You begin to take on new habits, new beliefs, and a new standard of what's possible. You stop seeing success as something distant and start seeing it as normal, as inevitable. One of the most dangerous things that hold people back is being the most ambitious person in their circle. If you are the smartest, most driven, or most successful person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Growth happens when you are challenged, when you feel slightly uncomfortable, and when you are forced to level up. If you are always the one giving advice, pushing others forward, and leading the way, you may not be getting the challenge you need to grow. Look at the most successful people in the world. They invest in mentorship, they join high-level masterminds, and they seek out environments where they are constantly learning and evolving. They understand that they are only as strong as the people they surround themselves with. They don't waste time with negativity, gossip, or low-energy conversations. They know that every interaction either moves them forward or holds them back. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life completely, but you do need to be intentional. Spend the most time with those who elevate you. Limit your exposure to those who drain your energy or keep you stuck in old patterns. If your current environment is not supporting your growth, create a new one. Find mentors, join communities, and seek out people who are achieving what you want. Proximity is not just about direct relationships. It's also about the information you consume. The books you read, the podcasts you listen to, and the content you engage with all shape your mindset. If you don't have access to high-level people in your immediate life, immerse yourself in their world through learning. Listen to their insights, study their habits, and apply their principles. The key is to surround yourself with the right energy consistently. One conversation, one book, or one event can change your entire perspective and set you on a new path. But transformation happens when you commit to living in that environment every single day. The more time you spend around people who are thinking big, taking action, and pushing their limits, the more natural it becomes for you to do the same. Your environment is either lifting you up or pulling you down. The question is, are you intentional about who you allow into your world? Are you surrounding yourself with people who make you better, or are you stuck in an environment that reinforces your limitations? The moment you take control of your proximity, everything begins to change. You start to think differently, act differently, and show up differently. You raise your standards, expand your vision, and take bigger risks. Success is not just about effort. It's about alignment. When you align yourself with the right people, opportunities come faster, breakthroughs happen more frequently, and momentum becomes effortless. Your environment will either fuel your growth or slowly drain your potential. Choose wisely, because the people you surround yourself with are shaping your future right now. Your habits are the invisible forces shaping your destiny. Every single action you take, no matter how small, is either moving you closer to your goals or further away from them. Success is never built in a day. It is built in the seemingly insignificant choices you make every day. The challenge is that most people underestimate the power of small habits. They focus on big, dramatic changes, thinking that transformation requires an extreme effort. But real change happens in the micro decisions, in the little things you do when no one is watching. Most people believe they rise to the level of their goals, but the truth is you fall to the level of your habits. Your results are not a reflection of what you want, they are a reflection of what you consistently do. If you want to know where you will be in 5 years, look at your daily habits. Are they leading you towards success, or are they keeping you stuck in the problem is that many people try to rely on motivation. They wait until they feel inspired to take action. But motivation is temporary. It fades, it fluctuates, and it cannot be trusted. The most successful people do not rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They create habits that remove the need for decision making. They set up their environment in a way that makes success automatic. Imagine two people who both want to get in shape. One person relies on willpower. They wake up and think, should I go to the gym today? Should I eat healthy? Some days they make the right choice, but other days they don't. The second person builds a system. They schedule their workouts at the same time every day. They prepare their meals in advance. They lay out their gym clothes the night before. They remove the need to decide. They just execute. Who do you think will see long-term results? This is why habits are so powerful. They remove resistance. They eliminate the mental battle of deciding what to do. When you make success a habit, you don't have to think about it. You just live it. One of the biggest keys to building powerful habits is starting small. Most people fail because they try to change everything at once. They set massive goals and expect instant transformation, but real success is built through tiny, consistent improvements. If you want to read more, don't start with an hour a day, start with 5 minutes. If you want to exercise, don't commit to an intense workout immediately, start with a few push-ups or a short walk. Small wins build momentum, and momentum leads to massive results. Another crucial principle is habit stacking, connecting new habits to existing ones. If you want to build a habit of journaling, do it right after brushing your teeth. If you want to practice gratitude, link it to your morning coffee. When a habit becomes part of something you already do, it becomes effortless. The key to sustaining habits is identity shift. Instead of focusing on what you want to do, focus on who you want to become. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, say, I am a writer. Instead of saying, I want to be healthy, say, I am someone who takes care of their body. When you shift your identity, your habits naturally follow. You no longer have to force yourself to act. You simply act in alignment with who you are. Breaking bad habits follows the same principle, but in reverse. The reason bad habits are hard to break is that they are convenient. If you constantly check your phone, it's probably because it's within reach. If you eat unhealthy food, it's likely because it's easily available. The way to eliminate bad habits is not through willpower, it's by making them difficult. If you want to stop procrastinating, remove distractions from your environment. If you want to stop eating junk food, don't keep it in your house. The harder a habit is to do, the less likely you are to do it. Repetition is what makes habits stick. Every time you repeat a behavior, you reinforce a neural pathway in your brain. At first it takes effort, but over time it becomes second nature. Think about learning to drive a car. In the beginning, every action required conscious effort, checking mirrors, pressing the pedals, steering, but after enough repetition, it became automatic. This is how all habits work. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need to be perfect. They miss a day at the gym and they quit. They break their diet once and they give up. But missing once is not the problem. Letting it turn into a pattern is. The key is to never miss twice. If you slip up, get back on track immediately. Success is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Your habits are shaping your future right now. The question is, are they leading you toward the life you want, or are they keeping you stuck? The moment you take control of your habits, you take control of your destiny. Small daily actions, done consistently, lead to extraordinary results. The choice is yours. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who take action despite fear, uncertainty, and setbacks. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who stay stuck is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It's the ability to take bold, decisive action. Action is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. No amount of thinking, planning, or hoping will create change unless it is followed by action. Most people wait. They wait until they feel ready. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity, or the perfect conditions. But the truth is, there is never a perfect moment. Waiting for the right time is an illusion. The people who succeed are the ones who take action even when they don't feel ready. They understand that clarity comes from action, not the other way around. You don't need to have everything figured out before you start. You just need to start. Fear is the number one reason people hesitate to take action. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish. But what most people don't realize is that fear does not go away by thinking about it. It only disappears through action. When you take action despite fear, you build confidence. You prove to yourself that you can handle discomfort. You train yourself to be resilient. The more you take action, the less fear controls you. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is that they need to be motivated before they act. They think, once I feel inspired, I'll start working out. Once I feel confident, I'll start that business. But that's not how it works. Motivation follows action, not the other way around. When you take action, even in small ways, you create momentum. And momentum fuels motivation. Think about a car that's sitting still. It takes a lot of force to get it moving. But once it starts rolling, it requires far less effort to keep going. The same applies to life. The hardest part is getting started. Once you take that first step, the next one becomes easier. And before you know it, you're in motion, making progress, and gaining confidence. One of the best ways to train yourself to take action is by shortening the gap between decision and execution. The longer you hesitate, the more likely fear and doubt will creep in. If you decide to wake up early, don't give yourself time to debate it, just get up. If you decide to start a new project, don't spend weeks overthinking it. Take one small step today. Speed of implementation is one of the biggest secrets of high achievers. They don't wait. They decide and they move. Another powerful strategy is embracing imperfection. Many people get stuck in analysis paralysis because they want everything to be perfect before they start. But perfectionism is just another form of procrastination. The reality is you will never be fully prepared and you will never do it perfectly the first time. That's okay. Progress is better than perfection. It's better to take messy action than to take no action at all. Think about some of the biggest companies and innovations in the world. They didn't start perfect. The first iPhone was far from what it is today. The first version of any successful product, business, or idea is often rough, but it was put out into the world, improved upon, and refined over time. If you wait until you have the perfect plan, you'll never start. Another key to taking action is making decisions quickly. Successful people don't waste time overanalyzing every choice. They gather the necessary information, make a decision, and move forward. If they make a mistake, they adjust and keep going. Indecision is one of the biggest killers of success. The more time you spend debating, the less time you spend doing. Many people fear failure, but what they don't realize is that inaction is the biggest failure of all. When you don't take action, you guarantee that nothing changes. You guarantee that you stay stuck. But when you take action, even if you fail, you learn, you grow, you develop resilient skills and experience that will serve you in the future. Every failure is a stepping stone toward success. The secret to achieving anything is not knowing everything. It's being willing to take the first step. Most people overestimate what they need to start and underestimate the power of just beginning. You don't need to have all the answers, you just need to move. The moment you take action, you separate yourself from 90% of people who only think, talk, and dream. So ask yourself, what is one action you can take today, right now, that will move you closer to your goal? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Don't let another day go by waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Your future is created by what you do today, not by what you plan to do someday. The moment you commit to action, everything begins to change.